My name is Dorothy McMaster. And I was in the initial group that went into the Retiro. It was called a cloister at that time. And at that time, I didn't know anything about what sisters were all about, nor what really religious life was all about. I was a convert at age 18, and how I got a vocation, only God knows. But I got a vocation, and through the instruments of priests, learned that the Allegheny Franciscans were very special and very human people, and that appealed to me. So I followed through. Those were the early years of Sister Reverend Mother Jean Marie, and that was Sister Alphonsus that I had spoken to. And at that time, I had been teaching for 10 years. And at that time, I was learning what religious life was all about. And it was more than what I ever had thought it would be. I was teaching, and I loved teaching. And I did an awful lot, and people liked me. But yet, I knew something else was calling me. And so when I spoke with Reverend Mother Jean Marie, I told her I wanted to go into the Poor Clares because I felt a calling to more prayer life. And she said, oh, well, we're going to be making a brand new mother house. And at that time, they're going to have this house of prayer. You know, they called it cloister. And will you be willing to wait? Well, I didn't know if I was willing to wait, but I knew I liked the Allegheny Franciscans, and it maybe was worthwhile. So I did decide to stay, and I taught for 2 more years, and then the mother house opened, and what appealed to me was, I think the characteristic really is it's withdrawal from all the distractions of the world to focus on what seems to be most important in your life, but you don't think of it as most important when you're so busy and occupied. You think you're doing what is requested at the time and doing the very best that you can. And yet I knew I had a calling to this prayer life. So it was a dilemma for me, but I waited, and I was glad that I waited. It was like a real cloister with all the quiet that the world does not permit. The opportunities to know what your scripture is all about and who Jesus is in your life, and to think reflectively. I think this is needed today in the world that we have today. People go about and they're so busy, and I feel so sorry for them because they don't have the opportunities to even know they're missing something. I don't know what else to say other than my years in the cloister were very special to me. That it was more than what I thought it would be. And when I left because we had studied Vatican II. Vatican II said, open the windows of the church to the world, They needed people, once again, in a poor area. And so I went to there. And I loved that when I was there too. And, but they, I don't know if it's the law intervenes or whatever, but the school that I was working at was a mixed group of cultures. And I liked that very much. But the school itself was so old that it was in a deteriorated, um, process, and it was not economically feasible to make the improvements, so they had to, um, tear it down. But there were a lot of circumstances in my life at that time, which moved me in directions I did not expect ever to move in, because I had wanted that place of life so much. But at that particular time, the Lord takes over in your life. You like it or not, and you have to go with it.